Okay, ChatGPT is good in an English classroom. We shouldn't be scared of it. I said that before. This time we're going to look at the grammar and what it can do with grammar in a classroom and for students and for teachers. Now, there are hundreds of different ways you can use this. I'm going to show you two. There are loads more in the on the web page on our site, Making English Fun, that you can download, stick on a folder, do whatever you want with. This one, we're going to do it on two. We're going to do it on a tense and on some homophones, explaining the difference. So let's look at the tense first. Now, the thing about using ChatGPT is that when you use it, I'm guilty of this, is you put in a simple question. So the simple question, I've cut and pasted to make it quicker, is create an exercise on present perfect tense with 5 questions. Pretty simple. Let's see what it says. And it just does some questions. Doesn't say who they're for, doesn't say what age range, doesn't say how difficult or easy these will be for different level students, different circumstance students. So we can refine this. We can make this a little better. Let's do. Let's have a look at the questions first. Sarah has finished her homework. We have travelled to Europe twice. He has read 3 books this month. They haven't eaten breakfast yet, and I have never tried sushi before. Not too bad. Probably grade 3, 4, 5 could do this. Native speaking classroom. Let's try something else. Can you change this for an ESL classroom grade 2? A little difficult to be teaching grade 2, but let's see what happens. Yes, it can. My mom, or mum if you're British like me, has cooked dinner. They haven't cleaned their room yet. So what it's done is it's made these a little bit more young person friendly. Dinner, playing in the park, watching movies, cleaning a bedroom, and pizza. So the words are easier. The present perfect is not great for grade 2. So let's try and see what it does for an adult, see how much it changes them. How about for adults? Visiting countries, learning a language, I guess, yep, learning a language, seeing friends and working. So the topics of the questions are more suitable for older students. And the language is still not too difficult. Now, that's 5 questions. You could say do 20 questions, do a lesson plan on it, which we'll cover later. But you can also get it to explain what present perfect tense is. Now, depends on your students, depends on your classroom, but you can put something at the top to your teaching, unless it's an assessment, that explains what present perfect is. You will have taught it, students will have forgotten it. It's what happens. So, can you explain present perfect tense for an ESL young student? And see what it says. Quite long, very long, in fact. So explaining it for a teacher, not for the actual student. But the present perfect tense is a verb tense that we use to talk about something that started in the past, excuse me, and is still happening now, or something that happened in the past and has a connection to the present. It's a little wordy. Let's make it simpler. Can you please, always nice to be polite, make this simpler for grade 2 students? Still the word connection, but it's not bad. Oh, and an example about pizza. They think children like pizza. So, there's a special way to talk about things that happened before now. It tells us something started in the past and is still happening, or it happened before but has a connection to the present. It's a little simpler. That's tenses. Now, present perfect is not a particularly, it's a little bit of a basic tense, but it's not present or past, which are the first tenses that students will come across. Let's look at some of the strange things in English, like the homophones. And I want to pick three: there, and there. I'll write them on here because it's easier. So, explain the difference between there, and they apostrophe are there. Now you notice I did a typo. Within reason on Chat GPT, it doesn't really matter as long as it's kind of understandable, it will be able to work it out. I'll change it just because I'm an English teacher and I keep looking at it. But you don't have to. So don't worry too much about your spelling if you're a student watching this. But as long as it's kind of there, it will probably work it out for you. Let's see what it says the difference is between these. Sure. There, and there are three different words that are commonly confused because they sound the same, but they have different meanings and uses. Now, this is quite simple, so I think it's remembering that we asked it to do it for grade 2 students above. I'm going to try and make it more complex in a minute. There is a possessive pronoun, not so simple. That means something belongs to or is associated with a group of people. For example, their house is on the corner. There, T-H-E-R-E, is an adverb. And there, T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E, is a contraction of they are. For example, they are going to the beach, they're going to the beach. Not bad. See if we can make it a bit simpler. It seems quite a lot of words for an explanation. Can you simplify this? There you go. Much more simple. Sure, I'll try to simplify it further. There means something belongs to a group of people. There, T-H-E-R-E, means a place or location that's not here. And there means they are. That's much easier. Now, the reason I've done this is it tells you the difference. So a student can do this, a teacher can do this if for any reason they need to. But what you've got is the top of a worksheet, or the top of a task, or the top of a little grammar book, or whatever you're doing. And you can add to this by doing this. Can you do 10 questions on this? Now I'm going to try on this to see if it remembers what's going on. Yes, it does, which is pretty good. A little bit close, but their dog is, the answers are all there. So their dog is barking loudly. There are some books on the shelf. They're going to the park later. The kids left their backpacks. All sound the same because they're homophones, but they've given you the choice of the three things there, which the student would have to put in the answers to. And in any case you don't want to work it out, ChatGPT has even given you the answers. Now, this is one of the reasons I like this as a teacher. Not because it gets me out of work, but what I can do with this is I can start to scale my tasks. So if I've got a mixed ability class, I can make this more difficult. I can make it more easy just by asking it, can you make this suitable for? Now, I'm not suggesting that this AI knows exactly what a grade 2 ESL student is going to know compared with a grade 10 native English speaking student, but it's going to make it simpler. And the teacher then has the material that we can scan through, and we're all pretty good at scan reading, and change it to suit our classes. This saves us time. That's why ChatGPT and teaching grammar is a pretty good mix.